Next on Worcester News Tonight, Worcester City Councilors make the final vote on whether or not they support the PawSox project. Plus, Hurricane Florence set to make landfall tomorrow, how some Central Mass natives are riding out the storm down south. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Brittany Schaefer. City councilors vote tonight on whether or not they support the Pawtucket Red Sox ballpark project. City leaders announced last month the team was coming to Worcester. Since then, councilors have seen the proposal and financing plan, and tonight the vote passes 9-1. Our Rosalind Flaherty was there. She joins us live now with the details. Rosalind?
Brittany, the council voted 9-1 in favor of bringing the team to Worcester. City Councilor Connie Lukes was the only one who said no because she says she still has questions. The Worcester City Council votes to approve the $240 million Pawtucket Red Sox project.
Many of us have heard some of the concerns and we've waived the option, and I think, it seems like it's pretty favorably.
2 public meetings were held to discuss the deal to build the ballpark in the Canal District. City Councilor Sarai Rivera says she's excited but still wants to have public conversations.
It's really important for a community to be activated in their voices and be able to say, these are my concerns, or this is why I support this project.
At the meetings, many said they wanted local people getting the construction jobs. Rivera says she would also like to see that.
Jobs that are economically sustainable and economically, mobile for people where they can actually support families.
City Councilor Connie Lukes was the only councilor to vote no Wednesday. She says she still has questions, including the proposal's claim no money will come from the taxpayers.
I find that very hard to believe given my past experience here. And given the fact there's still items pending, the community benefits agreement is still pending. They're still working on it.
City Manager Ed Augustus says time is of the essence because they plan on getting the project done by the spring of 2021.
Every week that we have is important to making sure that not only the ballpark, but the development that is paying for the ballpark, as well as the infrastructure in the area, gets completed in a timely way.
Now, the city also announced there will be a celebration on the Worcester Common Oval Monday at 5 p.m. It will also include a block party in the Canal District and fireworks. Rosalind Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.
A serious multi-vehicle accident on Route 146 in Millbury closes both sides of the highway. The accident happened just before 4 o'clock this evening in a construction zone by Exit 8. 6 vehicles were involved, including a tractor trailer. 1 car flipped over onto its hood. Police say 2 people were trapped inside vehicles and needed to be saved with the jaws of life. 2 people were transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The northbound lanes of 146 were closed in neighboring towns Sutton, creating a heavy traffic backup. Cleanup and traffic tie-ups continued for several hours after the accident. Staying in Millbury, police responded to a pedestrian accident Wednesday morning. The accident happened on Grafton Road by Pheasant Hill Drive. Police say a 20-year-old man was hit by a vehicle from behind. When police arrived, they say the driver, who is from Sterling, was helping the victim. The 20-year-old had non-life-threatening injuries. Police Chief Donald DeSourcy says light rain and the victim walking in the travel lane were factors in the crash. Some Central Massachusetts volunteers made the trip down south to help those impacted by the storm. Meanwhile, others plan on riding it out, hoping they're prepared to handle what Florence will bring. Our Chandler Walsh explains.
Sunny skies at Laura Gustafson's home just outside of Myrtle Beach. The Douglas native moved to South Carolina years ago. She's now bracing for Hurricane Florence.
A lot of cooking. Making a lot of ice. We've trimmed back all our trees. We're getting ready to board up windows.
Gustafson lives in an evacuation zone. She's staying at her own risk because of her pets.
We have 7 dogs and a cat. So evacuating with them is rather difficult. Shelters won't take them, and it's hard to find a hotel that will take that amount of pets.
In North Carolina, lines of cars evacuate ahead of the Category 3 hurricane. Red Cross volunteer Christopher Jean heads towards the coast to assist with disaster relief.
For Wilmington, where I was assigned, that's right in the heart of the storm. So we had heard 40-foot waves. Obviously, mass evacuations have already begun.
Jean is one of 5 volunteers from Central Mass being deployed for Florence. They'll be helping to shelter hurricane victims and assess the damage.
We are happy if we have volunteers that are willing to commit 2 weeks of their life. And it's not fun. It's 16-hour days of hard work and very little sleep.
It's Jean's first time being deployed by Red Cross. He says he's proud to join the other volunteers and lend a hand.
I don't think anybody down here thinks they're heroes. We're just ordinary people doing what we can.
And that was our Chandler Walsh reporting. A suspect is arrested in connection to a fatal shooting on Everard Street last month. Worcester police say 25-year-old Kenny Mota Cruz was arrested in Dunkirk, New York by U.S. Marshals and Dunkirk police. 42-year-old Jose Ortiz was shot and killed August 24th inside a 3-decker on Everard Street. Worcester police say Mota Cruz will appear in Dunkirk City Court on fugitive from justice charges. The town of Uxbridge swearing in a new police chief Wednesday night. Mark Montminy was the police chief in Manchester, Connecticut. After almost 30 years at the department, he says he wanted to find a smaller community, and Uxbridge was the perfect fit. The town hall was full of residents and police officers from the area for the ceremony. Montminy says he looks forward to putting his decades of experience to good use in central Massachusetts.
One of the things that I've been very active in is the police-assisted addiction recovery program. And my experience has been that opiate addiction exists everywhere in New England. And I'd like to take my expertise in building a program like that, perhaps do it here. This is great. Not only is my friends and family here, but a lot of members of the community came out too. And I truly sense that I'm welcome, and that's the important thing.
His community development aspects of just wanting to and build a community-based police.
Town manager Angie Ellison says it was a tough decision, but she chose Montminy for his experience, commitment to law enforcement, and his longevity in Manchester. A high school senior in central Massachusetts is sharing her experiences with lunch shaming. Northbridge High student Susie Timmons says she and her friends have had their hot lunches taken away for unpaid lunch bills. She's asking the district to do something to fix it. Our Cam Jandro has the story.
Northbridge High senior Susie Timmons says she has her own experiences with lunch shaming during her time in the town.
If you couldn't afford it, they would take it away from you and they would give you a cheese sandwich. I remember when it happened to me as a kid, it was traumatizing. Like, I know it seems like a small, simple thing that you might just pass over.
Timmons says she has seen dozens of kids in Northbridge given a lesser substitute instead of a hot lunch because they had unpaid meal balances. She spoke about the issue at Tuesday's school committee meeting.
It did happen a lot, and a lot of my classmates had similar experiences, and as did my little sister. Actually happened firsthand with her.
According to Superintendent Catherine Stickney, the district still had $2,700 in unpaid lunch bills as of the end of last school year. In response, business owners and community members like Michael Dutra helped pay it off at Tuesday's school committee meeting.
Schools taking custody of our children, from morning until afternoon, creating these challenges where children are isolated and treated differently through policy. These things needed to get fixed quickly.
Meal substitution has been removed from Northbridge, but the town is yet to implement a full-time lunch policy. In a statement, Chairman Michael Labrassiere says the committee and administration has since been working on a formal policy which has been reviewed in our past 2 meetings and will be voted on at our next. Dutra says it's crucial the new policy stays between administrators and parents.
It's not up to the kid if their parents don't have the money or can't, make proper allocations for that money.
Timmons says she's grateful someone stepped up and paid for some of those struggling financially.
We're all part of a community, and if we can all come together and help with this one issue that is central around children and around children learning and eating and feeling safe in an environment, that's wonderful.
Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
Dozens gathered at a grand opening in Worcester Wednesday to celebrate Yakko's 25th year in business. A ribbon cutting took place at the newest Yakko Food Mart and Gulf gas station on Park Ave. They opened their first store in 1993, and this location will be their 8th in Worcester. The owner says it's a dream come true.
We partner with Dunkin' Donuts and open up stores as much as we can.
The company has 18 stores across Massachusetts.